affiliate in Intensity Broadcasting. My name is Josh Hall. This is the SCSRA Intensity Broadcasting and Apparel Truck Series here from Watkins, Glen, New York on iRacing. That's right, we're here turning left and right here at Watkins, Glen. Looking forward to a great race here tonight in the Finger Lake section of New York. Great view of the track right there from looking down at turn number 1. As you see, a couple drivers making their way up the hill through the S's here, and this is a very unique track, and it's going to be a great race here tonight. Looking forward to a lot of great racing. Already seen some fast times out of drivers like Devin Butchno, Eddie Morris, so we should see a fantastic race here tonight. Let's take a look at our points coming into tonight. And you'll see drivers that are highlighted in the purple there. Those are drivers who are locked into the playoffs. So you see Devin Butchno, Eddie Morris, Riley Gomes in 3rd, Ryan Gomes in 4th, then David Wright locked in with his win at Daytona. David Hartney, Matthew Allen, Trey Spears, Joseph Wright, and then Sharon Hill locked in back in 10th with a win. With a couple wins actually here in this series. And we'll take a look at that playoff picture coming in. You see the 4 drivers who are locked in to the playoffs. We are just halfway through, just about halfway, or just over halfway through the season, I should say. So a lot of racing left here. Plenty of time for some of these drivers to lock themselves in. We'll take a look at drivers out on the racetrack. Starting with Devin Butchno. They're diving down into turn number 1. And I already know that this is going to cause me some problems tonight. Both Devin and Eddie running almost the same looking paint job on their trucks here tonight. So I'll try to make sure we separate those two. And if you've said anything in the chat, I apologize. I do not have my chat screen up just yet. Working on getting that up right now. As we have about a minute and a half here before we get qualifying underway. First great sights and sounds here at Watkins, Glen, New York. Take a look at Sharon Hill making his way. Let's see where he's at here. That was off of... Make his way through the bus stop. It's sometimes it's kind of hard to see where these drivers are on the racetrack without having the track map up. Now we've got that chat up here tonight. We have about 30 seconds left before qualifying gets underway for these 14 trucks getting ready to do battle here. Short race here tonight, only 45 laps. Stage break at lap 15. There will be no cautions for incident. There will be the one caution for the stage. As the checker flag flies here in practice. Of course, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or over on Kick, we do appreciate you joining us here tonight. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe if this is your first time here. We would appreciate it. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcast. Of course, we want to thank our great partners here on Intensity, including our series sponsor, which is Intensity Racing and Apparel. Check us out at intensityracing.com, where you can find hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, all sorts of apparel, all sorts of merch, not just for Intensity Broadcasting, some of our leagues, but Atman Wisa's gear is there as well. Plus, we're offering quotes where you can find your own racing gear and t-shirts and hats made up. So check us out over at intensityracing.com. Of course, we want to thank our great partner over at Race EPI for all your iRacing coaching and setup needs. Visit raceepi.com. And of course, our great partners over at ButtKicker. ButtKicker is a well-known and established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of ButtKicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. To check out the full line of products and figure out what's right for you, visit thebuttkicker.com. Let's see who our first driver is going to take the green flag here. It looks like it's going to be Devin Butchno coming off of turn... I almost said turn number 4. Turn number 11 and down into tricky turn number 1. Hard right-hander, almost 90 degrees downhill. A lot of runoff room to the left there, but you don't want to jump over that curve too much because it can just allow your time here in qualifying. And now up through the S's, up the hill, up the gears. Talked to the drivers beforehand. They said the track was incredibly slick. So watch for that here as you come off of turn number 4 down the short chute towards the inner loop. Coming off the bus stop and through the carousel, which is turn number 5. And then since we don't run the boot, we're going to make our way all the way down to turn number 9. You skip a few turns here on calling the track number, so turn 9 and 10, and down to turn number 11. And off of turn 11 down, you want to get a good launch off of turn 11. You give yourself a good launch down this front stretch and try to get as much as you can, and then down again into turn number 1, dropping 3 stories from the top there to the bottom of the hill. Joe Wright just turned a 1:15.13, which is the second fastest. He's a whole second and a half, though, behind Devin Butchno, who this is a home track for Devin as well as Joe and D. Wright. So a few drivers calling this one their home track. You see Devin Butchno makes his way, hopping those curbs there through the bus stop. Ooh, almost catches the grass there coming into the carousel. Over here, you can use as much of this track as you want. Devin's going to stay right there on the rumple strips. Down into turn number 10. And towards turn 11 for the final time. Ooh, gets real loose there off of 10 and into turn 11. See if Devin's, who slides it off of turn 11, down to the checker flag. And Devin Butchno is going to put down a 1:13.68 as his qualifying attempt. Here comes, actually, Joseph Wright's going to make his way across the stripe here from Rochester, New York. Lives in Virginia now, but hometown of Rochester, New York. And it's going to be currently P2. Matt Allen comes down across the stripe. He is currently in the 4th position as we see David Wright coming off of turn number 10 towards turn 11. So D. Wright's able to do here on his second lap. Across the stripe, and Dave Wright is going to jump up into P2. Here's Sharn Hill. At his home track in Richmond, Virginia last week as he comes off of turn number 11. Down towards the stripe. Told me he wasn't very confident here in the road course here tonight, but currently puts himself up in the 3rd position. Ooh, Riley Gomes parks it there. Looks like he's down in the bus stop, so not a good place to be for him. Here's Zachary Cox making his way through the short chute between 10 and 11. Ooh, gets a little loose there off of turn 11 down towards the stripe. And Cox's time is going to go up into the 8th position, as Michael Provolt just came across the stripe and moved up to 5th. Tim Likens, having some issues going through the bus stop there. That's going to disallow that time. We see Michael Provolt making his way down the long backstretch towards the bus stop here. And you can use as much of those rumble strips as you want there. He makes his way off of the carousel. Up to 4th gear. And heavy braking into turn number 10. As much as the racetrack here as you can to set yourself up for turn number 11. Roll comes down to the stripe. And he's going to stay in that 6th position as we see Eddie Morris also running that blue and gold style paint job here. It's going to confuse me between him and Devin all night long. Comes up through the S's. And he comes through the carousel off of turn number 5. Uses a lot more racetrack than we've seen anybody else use here tonight. Down across the stripe, and Eddie Morris is going to move up into the 2nd position. We still have a couple drivers left to qualify with about 2 minutes left here in qualifying. We see David Hartney sitting down at the end of pit road, along with Tim Likens sitting at the end of pit road. Trey Spears and Riley Gomes both finished their qualifying attempts. So we're just waiting for everybody to finish up qualifying now, as we have right around a minute and a half left here in qualifying. Again, it's going to be a great race here tonight. Looking forward to the left and right turns. Not a lot of passing opportunities here at Watkins Glen as well. You really, we'll pull up this track map, just give you an idea of what the track looks like. And down into turn 1, that's going to be a really good opportunity for passing, try to outbrake people down the hill and into that hard right-hander. But you want to be single file as you come up through the S's, up through turns 2 and 3 and 4, up into the bus stop. The bus stop's another great passing opportunity, as you could try to outbrake people down that long backstretch towards the bus stop. Then again, really want to be single file through the carousel, and then you can outbrake people again through turns 10 and 11, and then you can set up a great pass down into turn 1 off the front stretch. So a couple good passing opportunities, but a couple other places where you really can get treacherous, and you want to make sure you're single file going through there. So watch for trouble spots to be the S's coming off the bus stop, off of the carousel, and down into turn number 10 seem to be the biggest spots for incident here at Watkins Glen. As the qualifying is just about to expire, and we get ready to take a look at our starting grid. And starting from pole here tonight will be Devin Butchino in the 68, with his teammate Eddie Morris right next to him in position number 2. Now, Devin's actually going to be starting on the right side of the track. This track is completely flipped. Even pitting on pit road is on the right side. So it's a unique situation for a lot of these drivers. Row 2 will find David Wright to the inside with Sharn Hill starting from the 4th position. Joseph Wright in the 82, hometown favorite, in the 5th spot with Michael Provolt rolling off from the 6th spot in the 95 machine. Matt Allen in the 127, he'll roll off from the 7th spot with Ryan Gomes in the Cat 55 back in position number 8. Zachary Cox and Chuck Balance will make up your top 10. Tim Likens in the 14, he'll roll off from the 11th spot with Riley Gomes back in 12th. 13th will be David Hartney, and rounding out the field will be the 3 of Trey Spears. As the iRacing Porsche sits there at the start-finish line, getting ready to bring these boys around the track for 45 laps of action here at Watkins Glen. Same rules as normal. Again, stage will be on lap number 15. Pit road will close 2 laps before the end of the stage. See just how similarly painted those 2 neon cars are up at the front of the track here. We should see the outside lane go straight through the bus stop, and the inside lane will make their way through the bus stop as they come down the backstretch. Some very unique camera angles for the race here tonight as well, so we'll be able to see some great action from lots of different viewpoints here. And we see one lane make their way through the bus stop, the other lane goes straight through. Pace car makes their way off of turn number 5 through the carousel. Again, this is a great opportunity, not for passing, but you can set yourself up for a great position down into turn number 10. But at the same time, I expect this to be a bit of a troublesome spot, as drivers might try to take the opportunity to drive it in deep here in turn number 10. There's a lot of runoff room to the right here as the drivers come off of turn number 10. There used to be just all gravel pit there, but now it's got all that runoff room. Here we go. Pace car ready to take that hard right-hand turn down on the pit road. Devin Butchno is going to lead them down to the green flag. Flies in the air. We are racing here at Watkins Glen, down into turn 1 for the first time. Devin Butchno down on the inside. Pretty clean. A little 3-wide racing in the middle of the pack there as they make their way off of turn number 1. But a pretty clean start as the field comes up through the S's for the first time. Everybody's starting to get a little more single file, a little double file a little further back, but everybody's trying to work it out here as they come off of turn number 4. Come down the backstretch for the first time and into the bus stop. Devin Butchno starting to stretch his legs over David Wright right now. You see one driver, well, with David Hartney trying to work the outside of Ryan Gomes. Now he's going to tuck down to the inside, trying to cross him over through the carousel as the field makes their way off of turn number 5 down the short chute. Eddie Morris using a lot of the race tonight, trying to gain some ground on David Wright as they make their way into turn number 10. Single file. And Devin Butchno is doing his best Max Verstappen impersonation here. He's starting to gap the field quite a bit as they come off of turn number 11 for the first time. And Devin Butchno is going to lead your first lap. Oh, big move down in the back of the pack. David Hartney, that looked like Zachary Cox there as well. Zach's going to dive all the way down to the inside. Now he's going to lose 2 positions to Hartney and Trey Spear. Sorry, that wasn't Zach Cox. That was Michael Provol. So Michael Provol losing a couple of spots there. As our first driver having some issues. Looks like Chuck Balance went around there off of turn number 1. See if we can see what happened to Chucky here. They got a little bit of wheel hop down into turn number 1. And yep, that's exactly, you can see that back wheel starting to hop just a little bit. What that is when you step on the brakes a little too hard, that back tire actually starts to lock up a little bit, causing the skip across the pavement, and you lose a little bit of control. And that's exactly what we saw happen right there. A battle back here between Zachary Cox and David Hartney. Hartney looking down to the inside. As they come down the short chute off of turn number 5 towards turn number 10. So move Hartney up 6 positions now, up into the 7th spot. Looks like Sharon Hill had some issues for a second, went off track, drove a little wide off of turn number 10. And issues for Tim Likens, who's looped it around here off of turn number 10. Let's see if we can see what happened to the 14 of Likens. Possibly the same thing, a little bit of wheel hop down into the corner. Looks like he caught just a little bit too much curb there, and a little bit of a lazy spin. But able to right the ship and get back on. As now Devin Butchino has a 3.5 second lead over second place David Wright, who's trying to fend off Eddie Morris. He's right there on the back bumper. And Joe Wright runs a little wide there. Goes through the grass through the bus stop. Now we see Zachary Cox and Michael Provol starting to chase each other down. This is going to be a battle for the 8th position. Eddie Morris starting to gain on David Wright. Down a little short chute between 5 and 10. As they come off of turn number 11. And issues for Trey Spears. Hard into the inside wall off of the bus stop. He's going to have to reset. We'll take a look to see what happened to, he's already got some damage. We wanted to see where the damage took place, because he's got, man, not really sure what happened to this 3 machine. Oh, there it is. That happened way back in turn number 1. A little loose, caught the inside wall, and made some contact with, almost made contact with both Roman brothers. So tough break for Trey Spears, already fighting himself in the pits. Gonna lose 1 lap. Might only lose 1 lap, as the laps here are pretty long. You've got an opportunity to stay on the lead lap with a mistake like that. Eddie Morris and Joseph Wright around David Wright. Go back and take a look at the battle here. Side by side through the bus stop. Very aggressive move for Eddie Morris. And we see right behind, we see David Hartney having to stop in the middle of the bus stop for cutting the course there. So almost some 3 wide there off of turn number 5. So some great racing already. As Eddie Morris has now moved himself back up into the 2nd position. And Devin Butchino's lead is now 6 seconds over 2nd place Eddie Morris. So Devin Butchino, as I said, pulled his best Max Verstappen impersonation and just running away from it. Riley Gomes makes his way around Zachary Cox, moves him up into the 9th position. Here comes Ryan Gomes trying to take 10th away from Cox as they go down into the bus stop. Now Joseph Wright around Eddie Morris. Let's take a look at this pass as Eddie washes up the track through the carousel. Allows Joseph Wright to hook that inside. Eddie moves way off to the side. Moves Joseph Wright up into P2. Back live as they come off of turn number 11. And Joseph Wright now starting to pull away from Eddie Morris in that 2nd position. Hill starting to pull up to the 84 of David Wright as they come through the S's. Wright sets the speed of just how fast these drivers are going down and down into the bus stop. Ooh, issues for Chuck Bowles, who loses it in turn number 1. See what happened to Chuck. See if he, same thing if he got some wheel spin, or wheel hop, I should say, going down into the corner. And yeah, you see that back end. So, oh no, he just caught too much curb that time. But able to get back going, but now he's got Trey Spears, who is being scored 2 laps down right now. Right there on the back bumper of the 41. Wow, we got a little battle heating up here between Matt Allen and Michael Provolt. As Provolt's right there on the back bumper of Matt Allen as they tries to make a move up into the S's. Not a place you want to try to pass through the S's, but what you do want to do is try to get a good slipstream down this backstretch to try to outbrake your opponent down into the bus stop. Matt Allen from Douglasville, New York, another one that would consider this track to be his home track. Still trying to fend off Michael Provolt, who's right there behind. Ooh, big wiggle there out of the 127 as they come down the front stretch. Start lap number 8. Ooh, and Allen loses it down into turn number 1. Seen that a couple times, just a little bit of wheel spin there, or a little bit of wheel hop going down in the corner, and Allen's going to lose 2 positions. David Wright and Sharn Hill now battling as Sharn makes his way around the 84 of David Wright. Now David Wright has a mirror full of David Hartney. We got the David show as we take a look off the back bumper of D. Wright. Off of turn 5, down the short chute towards turn number 10. Got a better launch through that corner as D. Wright takes a little bit of a defensive line down into turn number 11. But here's Hartney with the run down the front stretch and towards turn number 1. Not quite able to make the move happen as D. Wright able to hold off David Hartney for now. D. Wright runs way up the racetrack as they're going to go down side by side into the bus stop. He's going to back out though, let D. Wright have that spot through the bus stop. He's going to try to set him up here off of the carousel towards turn number 10. Ooh, big slide out of Hartney as he's able to hold on to it off of turn 5. We got a driver down on pit road. That's Zachary Cox. Looks like, yeah, just a routine pit stop for Cox. He is going to lose 1 lap, though, to Devin Butchino. Just put a lap down. Put Tim Likens a lap down. battle continues. Now Hartney able to get around David Wright, as David lost a lot of ground there, going wide in turn number 1. We're about 5 laps from the end of the stage. And Zachary Cox now making his way off of pit road. The next victim here for Devin Butchno is going to be the 41 of Charles Balance. Chucky with 2 spins down into turn number 1. Knows that if he's able to stay right there behind Devin Butchno, he will be able to hold on for that lucky dog spot. No, he spins right in front of Butchno. Butchno misses him just barely. That was a little bit of a pucker moment for the driver of the 68, who's got a huge lead on second place. But now that lead's starting to shrink a little bit, as Chucky's still sitting there down on the inside, and Joe Wright having to deal with a little bit of lap traffic. He makes his way around Tim Likens, and Eddie Morris trying to chase down Joe Wright for that second spot. Both Joe and Eddie able to navigate the lap traffic pretty well without losing too much time, although they're to each other, but losing a ton of time to your leader, Devin Butchno, makes his way off of turn number 11. Coming to the stripe to start lap number 12. A bit of a battle starting up here between David Hartney and Sharon Hill. They make their way down into turn number 1. And Hartney with a brand new wheel and pedal set. Not really used to what he's running here, but doing a good job. Already up into the 5th spot, gaining 8 positions from the start of the race. Try to make it 9 and move himself around Sharon Hill to take over the 4th position. Ooh, a little crossover move and a slide for David Hartney, who's going to dive down to the inside of Sharon Hill through the carousel. Gutsy move right there. That's a really aggressive move through turn number 5, but it works out for him. So now he moves up into the 4th position, trying to run down Eddie Morris for the 3rd spot. Meanwhile, Devin Butchno comes across the stripe to start lap number 13. He's got a 10.5 second lead over second place Joseph Wright. That's about just over a second back to Eddie Morris in 3rd. Then you've got David Hartney and Sharon Hill. Ooh, as Sharon makes an aggressive move down into turn 1, locks the right front. That's going to cost him dearly. He loses a ton of time to David Hartney. And now Sharon looks like he might be falling backwards towards David Wright. That's really easy to do, locking up that right front. You carry that right front just a little bit too much down into turn number 1. So now Sharon Hill has a mirror full of David Wright. And looks like Matt Allen had some issues back there, went off track, but might just overran the curbing off of turn number 1. No harm, no foul. As Devin Butchno comes off of turn number 11, down to the stripe. It doesn't look like anybody took the strategy of pitting early to try to give themselves some track position. With only a few cars on the lead lap, I think that somebody might have dove down pit road, try to gain advantage on the track for the restart of the stage. I know if I was someone like Michael Provolt, Ryan Gomes, Matt Allen, Riley Gomes, those are in the back half of the top 10. If you came down pit road, got service and fuel, you're really not giving up too many stage points to do it, but you put yourself in a position to be in clean air. As issues for Zachary Cox here. See what happened to him coming through turns 10 and 11 here. A little bit of wheel hop for the 51. Able to keep it off the wall. Great job for Zach. Able to save that truck. As Devin Butchino comes across the stripe to start the final lap of the stage. He's got almost a 12-second lead over second place Joseph Wright. Devin down the backstretch and towards the bus stop for the final time in the stage. And makes his way towards the carousel turn at number 5. Devin Butchino through turns 10 and 11 for the final time, and off of turn number 11, Devin Butchino is going to be your stage winner. Just waiting for that caution. There's that caution comes out. Stage winner Devin Butchino. Joseph Wright's going to come off turn number 11. He's going to finish second. Eddie Morris in third. David Hartney fourth. Sharn Hill in the 5th spot. Then David Wright back in 6th. Michael Provolt comes home 7th. Riley Gomes in 8th. Matt Allen Ryan Gomes in 8th. Matt Allen, and then Riley Gomes rounds out your top 10. As Devin Butchino catches the pace car. We'll wait for pit stops to get underway before we talk to our stage winner. And it looks like your lucky dog believe is going to be Tim Likens here. As the field makes their way off of turn number 5. And pit stops just about to get underway here at Watkins Glen. We should see the entire field make their way down pit road. Of course, Tim Likens is going to be your lucky dog. He's going to stay out here. We will watch for the race off of pit road. Little iRacing movie magic here. So we can watch the race off here. There we go. And Devin Butchner is going to be off first. Joe Wright. Then David Hardy is going to beat Eddie Morris off. D. Wright, then Michael Provolt, and Sharon Hill is going to lose quite a few positions, fall back into 7th. Matt Allen is going to come off 8th. Looks like Riley Gomes is going to come off 9th. A couple drivers might be getting a little bit of damage fixed here. Next rolling is, let's see, that looks like Trey Spears. A few drivers left still on pit road. Devin Butchino catches up to the pace car, and we get ready to drag in our stage winner once he does. Yep, he's caught up to the pace car. So let's pull in your stage winner. Your stage winner, Max Verstappen. Max, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, Red Bull.
Man, you were flying out there. Had a 10-second lead. That's why I was joking. You looked like Max Verstappen out there with the huge lead. Talk about that stage, because it seemed like you were just able to hit your marks better than anybody else and just pull away.
Yeah, we were just able to get a really good start there and kind of get in a rhythm. That's the biggest thing is, you know, obviously you can't help but look at your relative and your rearview mirror, but it's really just about hitting marks and putting laps together, and we're able to do that. We're going to have here just under 30 more of those and a pit stop in there. So yeah, just trying to keep executing, man. It's I know there's some speed back there. I think, you know, that initial start made a big difference for us, but I know there's some speed from the Neon guys behind me.
Speaking of moments out there and speed, how about that moment you had down into turn 1? I'm sure you had a little bit of a pucker movement with, looked like Chuck might have had a little bit of wheel hop down in turn 1. What was your thoughts as you saw that in front of you?
Yeah, it felt like time froze there. It was like the slowest spin. Chuck did a good job about it. You know, any lap car, you're going to give them just a little bit extra room in those tricky spots, regardless of who it is. So we had the luxury of having the gap to be able to do that. You know, he apologized, not his fault, just racing, man. You know, I don't know if I spooked him or whatever, but that's just part of this, man. That's what I mean. There's still 30 laps to go. Got to be on our toes here.
For sure. Well, congrats on the stage win. Go get them here for the sweep, and hopefully we'll talk to you again at the end.
Yeah, thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Have a good one.
You too, brother.
There was Devin Butchino doing his best Max Verstappen impersonation. As the field is making their way through the bus stop here. Getting ready to refire on lap number 19. I gotta pull up an ugly screen for a second because I just realized that I may have changed something on the camera view, which I did not want to do. So we're going to have just about 30 laps to go here when we take the green flag. Actually, I take that 27 laps to go here when we take the green flag. There it is, green flag in the air. Another great jump for Devin Butchner as they come down the front stretch and into turn number 1. Pretty clean start yet again here in the middle of the pack as the field makes their way off the turn number 1. Down the short chute. Oh, 2 around in the back, or 1 around in the back. It looks like Tim Likens went around off of turn number 1. We're side by side. We see Matt Allen and Sharon Hill side by side as they come through the SS. Oh, Sharon Hill hard into the outside wall. Down the backstretch and towards the bus stop. Hard out contact for Sharon Hill with the outside wall. might actually do it for Shard. David Hartney and Matt Allen go at it here. This is a battle for the 6th position. Hartney trying to outbreak him down into turn at number 10. Meanwhile, Shard Hill, a lot of damage to the left front of that truck. You can see it just not running fast at all as he tries to whip it back to pit road. And that truck just does not want to turn. Let's go back and see if we can see what happened to Sharn Hill here. As they are side by side, Matt Allen and Sharn Hill up through the S's. And I don't think there was any contact here. Oh, there was contact. I take that back. So rewind that just a little bit. We see Matt Allen side by side catches the, almost catches the wall there. And then the two of them collide. And that's what sends Sharn Hill hard into the left side Armco barrier. And a lot of damage to that 05 as you see him down on pit road getting that damage fixed. As David Hartney's now made his way around Matt Allen. Let's take a look to see how this pass was made. Again, aggressive move by Hartney. He's been making lots of passes here down in turn number 5 through the carousel. And he makes another one there to move himself up into the 6th position. Meanwhile, back up front, Devin Butchno starting to pull away from Eddie Morris. Michael Provolt had a great pit stop, put himself in the 3rd spot coming off of pit road. And he's trying to make hay while the sun shines here on these fresh tires here. You see out in front of Joe Wright, D. Wright, as Sharn Hill remains on pit road. We have 25 laps to go here in the event. David Hartney's starting to run down David Wright. Trying to move himself back up into the top 5. Ooh, Hartney really loose off of turn number 5. Trying to run down D. Wright. He's able to hold on to it though. As Michael Provolt is sliding backwards towards the 82 of Joseph Wright. Oh, David Wright loses it off of turn number 1 with a slow spin. Actually ends up at the entrance of pit road there. He doesn't hit anything, so he keeps it straight. Seems like he might have had that wheel hop we've seen a little bit here tonight with some of the drivers. Just loses it down into the corner. David Hartney is able to sneak right on by. Matt Allen goes on by as well. Ryan Gomes. So D. Wright falls all the way back to the 8th position. Meanwhile, Joseph Wright closing in on Michael Provolt, trying to take over that 3rd spot. So Joey, Provolt's going to take a defensive move down to the inside of turn number 1, and actually he's just going to pull over and let Joe by. He sees Joe's quite a bit faster, so let's right up into the 3rd position. David Hartney trying to run down Provolt. Get himself up into the top 4. More issues for Tim Likens, who's looped it around here. This looks like it's in between turns 10 and 11. Could be just a little bit of a wheel hop here. just a little bit aggressive there on the gas, so but he's able to keep going. And David Hartney now right there on the back bumper of Michael Provolt. Ooh, Hartney almost touches the wall there, the round go barrier. He's trying to run down Michael Provolt here. Hartney really loose off of turn number 11, but able to look down to the inside of Michael Provolt. Not quite close enough to make that happen, as more issues for Sharon Hill here after coming off of pit road after getting his damage fixed. Actually, no issues. He just parked it there, let the drivers go on by. As the issues continue here for Tim Likens into the bus stop. A little bit too much curb there for the 14. Loops it around hard into the safer barrier there. We pick up the action back here off of turn number 5. This battle between David Hartney and Michael Provolt. Hartney looks down to the inside going into turn number 1. He's going to make that pass, textbook pass on Michael Provolt as they make their way down the short chute towards turns 2, 3, and 4. Provolt not going away though. He's right there on that back bumper there, trying to use that slipstream down the backstretch, see if he can make a move into the bus stop on Hartney. Those two are running down Joseph Wright, who runs back in the 3rd position. And Devin Butchno catches a little bit of... he slowed down a little bit there. Eddie Morris gained a little bit of ground on that 68 machine. As you see, lap 23, Devin Butchno ran the fastest lap of the race at 1:14.11. As David Hartney now pulling away from Michael Provolt. He's setting his sights on the 82 of Joseph Wright. As we ride along here with David Hartney up through the S's. Heavy on the brakes into the bus stop. Using as much curbing as you can here to help that car turn. through the carousel and using all the track here off of turn number 5. Try to gain as much speed and ground on Joseph Wright as he can. More issues for Tim Likens, unfortunately having a rough go at it here. This overdriving turn number 10. As we have 18 laps to go. A battle back here between David Wright and Matt Allen, a couple New York boys going at it. See Dave Wright down to the inside of Matt Allen off of turn number 5. He's going to take over that 6th position. Now David Hartney within striking distance of Joseph Wright for that final podium spot. Take a look off the back bumper of Joseph Wright. Looks like Hartney had lost a little bit of ground there on the 82. Those two also looking to gain a little bit of ground here on Eddie Morris. Hartney trying to make another run at it here. Couple drivers down on pit road. Matt Allen and Ryan Gomes, the first two drivers to come down pit road for their final pit stop of the race. And I almost figure they're going to split this one in half, which they're kind of doing. We should see Devin coming down this time or next time. I expect to see the Neon Boys down on pit road pretty soon. See what Butch does here as he comes off of turn number 11. Now he's going to stay out. As any other Neon Boys try to split it here, or they're going to go. Morris is going to come down pit road, and it looks like Joe and Hartney are both going to stay out. So Eddie splitting this one in half with just 15 laps to go. I think Devin's going to try to run this out as far as he can. Devin does this time as they come down towards turn number 10. I believe Devin's going to pull down on the pit road this time. Yes, he will. Now does he bring in Joe Wright and David Hartney here, as both of those drivers are tucked down to the right side of the track? And no, Hartney's going to try to lead a lap here. So he's going to stay out. He's going to lead a lap. Michael Provolt also making his way down pit road. Here comes David Wright. See if he stays to the right side of the track here. No, he's going to stay out on the racetrack. How much time is Eddie Morris going to gain on Devin Butchno? Devin's got that number 1 pit stall as well. Devin down and away. Here comes Eddie Morris down into turn number 1. And Butch is going to be able to stay out in front of Eddie by about 5 seconds, it looks like. So Eddie trying to use some strategy to leapfrog Devin Butchno, but doesn't work out in his favor now. Does David Hartney come down pit road this time? No, Hartney stays out another lap. David Wright, see what D. Wright does off of turn number 11. If he takes that hard right-hand turn down on the pit road. No, he stays out another lap as well. They're losing so much time to Devin Butchno. Now D. Wright just coming off of turn number 1, making his way into turn number 2. Devin Butchno now into turn number 1, so that shows the gap that Butch has been able to put on some of these drivers, as D. Wright still has yet to pit. There's David Hartney down into turn number 10. And into turn number 11. And Hartney's going to take the hard right-hand turn on the pit road. See what David Wright does here off of turn number 11. He stays out one more lap. So David Wright trying to lead a lap here. He's not going to be able to do it, as Hartney was past the start-finish line when he went by. Riley Gomes making his way down on the pit road. Seeing this battle starting to pick back up where it left off, although David Hartney does have 2-lap fresher tires than Joseph Wright. See if they can make that work in his favor. We are coming to 11 laps to go when David Wright crosses the stripe this time. This time David Wright is going to lead a lap. See Riley Gomes making his way off of pit road on fresh tires. time. As David Wright approaches turn number 10, I imagine he's pretty much just about out of fuel. He's going to be having to make his way down pit road this time. And he comes off of turn number 10 towards turn number 11. And yep, this time David Wright taking that hard right-hand turn down on the pit road. So after leading a couple laps, he's going to surrender the lead back to Devin Butchno. Look at Eddie Morris back there, trying to get as much as he can. I see a driver who's driving hard. Look at that car right there, sideways off of turn number 10, trying to get everything he can to run down Devin Butchno. Joseph Wright now around David Wright and into the third spot. David Hartney trying to do everything he can to run down that 82 machine. With 10 laps to go, really, field's starting to spread out just a bit. Issues for Trey Spears back here down into turn number 1. Just tried to gas up a little too hard there off of turn number 1. Loops it around right as Matt Allen's making his way off of turn number 1, and that's able to get through there cleanly. Battle now between David Hartney and Joseph Wright. Hartney is right there on the gearbox. Down into turn number 1. Up through the gears and up through the S's. Come teammates David Hartney and Joseph Wright down the backstretch. Hartney's going to have a great draft here down the backstretch and into the bus stop. He's been able to gain so much ground off the bus stop and into the carousel here. See Riley Gomes saying hi and out of the way of these two as Hartney is now right there on the back bumper. Joe Wright's going to throw a bit of a defensive move here down into turn number 10. Joe's strength's really been off of turn number 11 down into turn number 1 and through the S's. Although here comes Hartney making a move down to the inside as they approach turn number 1, side by side into the corner. Hartney is going to be able to take that position away. Now is Joe going to be able to cross him over here? No, he's not. As he now runs into tire tracks up the S's where Joe's had so much strength up the S's and into the bus stop. Coming up on the lap truck of Chuck Balance as well. This is where Hartney's been able to shine here as he runs up on the back bumper of Chucky. Almost loses it. That's going to give Joe an advantage here as they come off of turn number 5. Can Joey do anything? He stays locked right onto that bumper as they make their way down into turn number 10. Eddie Morris now starting to fall back a little bit. Let's take a look at the lap times here. He's been a little bit slower than Butchno, and he's right there, almost looks like a little bit quicker than Eddie here. Hartney last few laps has been about a half a second quicker, except for the last one where he was passing Joe Wright. But yeah, half a second quicker. 7 laps to go. Currently 1.5 seconds behind Eddie Morris. He should catch Eddie within the next 3 or 4 laps. The question is, will he be able to do anything with Eddie? Saw earlier how hard Eddie's pushing here off of turn number 10. Coming to 5 laps to go. Devin Butchino still with a 7.5 second lead over second place Eddie Morris, but Eddie has a hard charging David Hartney right behind him. Ooh, Hartney gets loose there off of turn number 1. Hartney's got Joseph Wright trying to make another move on him, as Hartney lost a little bit of time there off of turn number 1 last time. He's lost some time to Eddie Morris as well, as Eddie's now grown that lead back up to 2 seconds. And Joseph Wright right back there on the back bumper of David Hartney, as we are coming to 5 laps to go. Joe Wright made a real wide move off of turn number 10, trying to make a position in turn 11. And you just see that 43 right now struggling for rear grip as they come down the front stretch. 5 laps to go. Hartney trying to move himself up onto the runner-up spot, but this would be a great finish for Neon. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if David Wright can get around Michael Provolt, which he's got about a 9-second gap to Provolt, but Provolt's been struggling a little bit lately, we could have a Neon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finish. But 1, 2, 3, 4 for Neon is something that Devin Butchino would love to see as well, as he's making his way through turn number 5, down the short street towards turn 10. These 3 teammates here battling it out for the top 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Just 4 laps to go here at Watkins Glen International Raceway. These 3 trucks pretty even up through the S's. See Eddie Wash a little bit wide there off of turn number 4 and down the short of the backstretch. So David Hartney's eaten back into that lead. It is now just under a second. This is where Hartney's been really strong off of number 5. Ooh, Eddie runs wide there off of turn number 10. Hartney hits the corner perfectly as they rocket down the front stretch with just 3 laps to go. The interval between David Hartney and Eddie Morris is now just under a second. And Hartney, before the race started, was having issues with his pedal and wheel. Again, last week his force feedback went on his steering wheel. Got a brand new well, new to him, wheel and pedal set just before the race today, and been trying to dial him in, having some issues, and right now he's running top 3. He's trying to run down Eddie Morris for that runner-up spot. Meanwhile, Devin Buchino has made his way around Zach Cox, coming off of turn number 10 through turn 11. And when he comes across stripe this time, we'll have just 2 laps to go. You can see just how far behind this group is. As Devin's now making his way down into turn. You can see right now these drivers down into turn number 1. Buchino already halfway up through the S's. Doing everything he can to try to gain back some time on Eddie Morris, who's now stretched that lead out to 1.3 seconds. And Joseph Wright right there on the back bumper, trying to apply some pressure to David Hartney as Devin Buchino now makes his way down the short chute towards turn number 10. Through turn 11, and he is going to see the white flag this time by. One more lap to go here at Watkins Glen International Raceway. Meanwhile, this battle is heating up back here between David Hartney, Joseph Wright, and Eddie Morris. Now that lead is shrunk back under a second. Morris just tries to hit his marks. Hartney missed down into turn number 1. Zachary Cox having some issues here. Down into turn number 1. Looks like a little bit of a wheel hop for him. Just a little too hard onto the gas. Loops it around. Right in front of that battle there. These 3 drivers trying to hit their marks perfectly. Devin Buchino off of turn number 5. Down the short chute. There's Eddie Morris trying to do everything he can to keep these drivers behind him at bay. Devin Buchino, though, coming down through turn 10 for 11 for the final time off of turn number 10, and Devin Buchino going to get the win here at Watkins Glen. Meanwhile, Eddie Morris, David Hartney, and Joseph Wright are going to finish 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And coming home P5 looks like it's going to be the 95 of Michael Provolt. David Wright just making his way off of turn number 11. And Dave Wright's going to bring it home in the 6th position. And here comes Ryan Jones. You see Devin Buchino making his way through the bus stop here. And he is going to be your winner here tonight from Watkins Glen International Raceway. As we take a look at the results, Devin Buchino gets the win, Eddie Morris in 2nd, David Hartney, Joseph Wright, and Michael Provolt your top 5. David Wright brings home 6th, Ryan Gomes in 7th, Zachary Cox 8th, Riley Gomes in 9th, Matt Allen 10th, then Trace Spears, Chuck Balance, Sharn Hill, and Tim Likens round out the field here tonight from Watkins Glen. As you see Devin Buchino getting ready to park it down here on the start-finish line, or he's going to celebrate his win here at Watkins Glen. Actually, we're going to wait till the other 2 come around and take our ceremonial top 3 finish here. Now Devin Butchno is going to celebrate his win here on the front stretch. He's going to go all the way down into turn number 1. Well, maybe there was a trick to that truck, and he just backed it in the fence down in turn number 1. No, I'm just playing. He's earned that victory here tonight with a dominating performance. I say, I don't think he's going to try to do a Polish victory lap around this track, but it looks like he's going to try to do a burnout up the hill. Or at least a burnout down the front stretch here. There you have it. Devin Butchno celebrates here at Watkins Glen, and let's we're gonna bring in our top 3 here. Let's get our camera all set up. Talk to our 3rd place finisher, David Hartney. Hartney, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, Josh, I got you.
Man, what a run for you here tonight, coming home P3. Biggest move of the race, up 10 spots from where you started. Talk us through the race and your troubles here before the race even started.
Yeah, I had some qualifying or some technical difficulties when qualifying with my wheel, so kind of screwed me on that one. But I knew going into the race, I mean, there's very few road course ringers in our league, so I knew if I just hit my spots, hit my marks, braking zones, keep it clean, I knew I'd have a decent, probably shot at top 5. Being here, those kind of wasn't expected, but glad I'm here.
Well, a great run. You had a couple great battles there. You seem to be from the exit of the bus stop through turn 5 and down into 10 and 11. There seemed to be nobody faster. I saw you make some really aggressive moves through turn 5, which isn't normally a passing zone. Talk us through how you're able to get through turn 5 and down that short chute so well.
I don't know, honestly. During practice, it never worked well during practice, but somehow I'm not really sure what happened. But during the race, I was able to keep it straight coming off of there, and I was into 4th as soon as possible, which I think helps with coming off 5 a lot, less torque, and that seems to work pretty well. I know I learned that a couple years ago, but other than that, man, I don't really know how it worked. It was working, so I kept going with it.
Well, awesome job. Neon 1, 2, 3, 4. I know that's awesome as well. Making your way onto the podium here tonight, Dave. Before we let you go, though, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Neon teammates, obviously, Eddie, Joe, D-Wright, Devin. Without them, a lot of this practice and stuff wouldn't happen. My family, wife, kids for letting me do this. I know it takes a lot of time out of the week, but definitely appreciate when they let me do this. You up in the booth, obviously, Josh, Intensity Apparel, Dev Sports Cards, Eddie or Morris Customs. I feel like there's someone else I'm forgetting, but that's just going to have to be it for now.
Not a problem, man. Well, again, congratulations on the podium here tonight.
I appreciate it, sir.
Good luck tomorrow night, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Hey, man, let's do it again tomorrow.
Have a good night.
Good night.
That's your 3rd place finisher, David Hartney. Let's bring in your 2nd place finisher, Eddie Morris. Eddie, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, brother. How's it going?
Man, doing well. I know you were putting in some practice earlier. Had some concentration issues there with everybody talking to your ear, but man, brings it home P2 here tonight, and looks like you had a little bit of a towards the end of that race. Hartney was starting to get bigger in your mirror. Then you'd pull back away. Then he'd pull right back up to you. What was going through your mind those last about 5 laps there as you saw Hartney growing in your mirror?
Um, I honestly thought those two guys were probably going to catch me. I knew I didn't have anything for Dev, so my thing was just keep it clean and don't have any mental mistakes and bring the car home in one piece. I did get 1X though. That one of those last corners, that little loop S before the right-hander, before the pit road or whatever. I don't know what turn it is.
10.
But yeah, that one. And the off tracks are so crazy here, so I got a 1X for that. So I didn't bring it home with a 0X, but no contact. That's always a plus. No crazy off tracks, like anything insane. But yeah, man, I thought they were gonna catch me. I also knew they were probably gonna try to race each other pretty well. Both of them probably need the point for the playoffs. If they got me, it would have been kind of hard to race with them, knowing that, But I couldn't just pull over and throw away a top 3 and get a chance to talk to you up here, Joshy. But I'm proud of them, both of those guys, bringing it home 3rd and 4th. So, and proud of Dev for that massive win.
Max
Shout out to
Verstappen?
those guys. Yeah, buddy. A whole nother league out there.
He was.
I thought the race started early, man. I thought that's why I was so far behind.
Well, making it work, getting the pit strategy right, getting yourself on the podium here tonight, Eddie. I know how much you love road course racing, right there behind dirt track racing. So, congratulations getting yourself up on the podium. Of course, before we let you go, Eddie, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
Of course, man. Shout out to Intensity Apparel Shop.com, or help me out with it, Josh. Intensity Apparel.
IntensityRacing.com.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna start writing this stuff down, but IntensityRacing.com. Go over there, check out some of your boy Atlee Atman-Weiss's merch. I'm sure there's other stuff on there. So go over there and pick you up some pretty sweet stuff. Of course, shout out to Dev Sports Cards, series sponsor for the next gen, which will be here tomorrow night. So check that out. But shout out to him. If you have we got Mother's Day coming up, we got Father's Day coming up. Go to Dev Sports Cards on eBay and go get some merchandise and some collectibles and make that honey really, really, feel special. He's got that good stuff over there. He just come back from a card convention, so definitely go check him out. And Morris Customs for these awesome paints. Of course, shout out to you, Josh, for broadcasting this stuff, and it's really awesome going back and being able to watch it. So definitely shout out to you. We appreciate you. Shout out to my teammates. Like I said, Dev, congrats on the win. Hartney, Joe, D. Wright, all of them really strong today. So proud of Team Neon as a whole. Really strong showing, and I appreciate everybody that allows me to do this.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the runner-up spot. Good luck tomorrow night. We're going to actually pull David back in here for a second because he said he forgot somebody. So, David said you forgot somebody there?
Yes. Okay. So I had so many technical issues. My wheel broke last week. I forgot to thank Brett Merle for sending me the wheel that his old wheel. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much for keeping me racing. That's all I had to say. Thank you.
What about your software guy?
In there.
Software guy. Oh yeah, and Josh, you too. God dang, there's so many people.
Man, you better get that in there.
Man, yeah, Josh too. You, but I appreciate everything. I was having so many issues even beginning the race. It was working fine yesterday, not working today, and thank you, Josh, for a little tidbit. Again, Brett, thank you for the wheel, bud. I appreciate everything. Y'all are awesome.
Awesome, man. Well, I was hoping you were going to shout me out there. I was kind of concerned, or kind of felt bad when you didn't. So no,
I didn't expect to be on the podium, so I was not expecting this. I was starting at 13th place.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats to both of you, and Neon 1, 2, 3, 4. That's awesome.
Man, he come up here and crash my interview. What's up with that? He gets a podium and he comes up here and crashes my interview. No, shout out to him. Shout out to Merle too, man. That was really awesome. That just shows, what kind of league we have here. And I know of other things that have happened like that in this league. So it's a really tight knit group of guys. So yeah, just really proud of that to call these guys friends. And I'm gonna get out of here, man. Let you
Man,
do your thing.
you know it's more than racing community, whether it's online or real life, it's like a family. So it's
Oh yeah,
awesome to see that friendship and family ship grow. So again, Hartley, congrats on your third place. Eddie,
Appreciate you, sir.
congratulations on your runner up. And now I got to go bring in Max Verstappen. So I'll talk to you guys after.
Yeah,
that's right.
in a little
please do.
bit. Have a good one.
See you, better.
All right, so now we're gonna bring in our winner here tonight, the driver of the '68 machine, Devin Butch. Now, Devin, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me.
I got you, brother.
Man, we just had a big party up there, Eddie and Hartley. Hartley's not used to being
That's
on the
fine,
podium.
man.
He was forgetting to thank people.
It's
But
fine.
but man, again, dominating performance. I was jokingly calling you Max Verstappen, but it looked like Verstappen out there with a huge lead there at the end and fastest lap. Actually, towards the end of the race, you ran your fastest lap. I want to say it was like lap 38 or something like that. Uh, I mean, not much to really say. I know you had pretty comfortable lead out there, and looked like everybody was being very cordial and getting out of your way there. But yeah, talk us through that last run and the pit stops there to get yourself on the get the win and the lead.
Yeah, it was just so many laps here, man. I know we've talked about this being my home track. It's the one track where we didn't race there last year and I missed it. So if we win one race all year, I would love it to be here. I love this place, man. Going here, you've been here, the atmosphere. There's a reason why it's voted so high in real life every single year. It's just an incredible track. Like I said, if I could only win one place, I would have it be here every time we come here. Just a lot of laps here, and yeah, I just need to get a good restart there. We were going to try and split that last run in half, which was 32, I think, and Eddie pit a lap early, so we had to pit a lap early. And yeah, like you said, man, like I was telling Eddie, it's strange because there was definitely fall off in the handle, but that entire run, it was every lap, it was 114.6, 114.6, 114.6, and it just until the last three laps where we were, just taking care of things. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it because the car definitely got looser, but the lap time just stayed the same. So, very strange, but I just love this place, man. A lot of laps here. It started with qualifying. Normally I'd screw up in qualifying and we have to do a little bit of work, but to put a good race together here, I think this is the sixth time we've done it here. I love this place to death, man. I'm happy we could get it done, and hell of a showing by the Neon guys. I think we all got top six, so that's really cool. Proud of those guys.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 was how Neon came home here tonight. Moving on to tomorrow night. Really not much to talk about in this race because it's just pure domination. But tomorrow night we move here in the next gen cars, and those cars handle completely different. They're a little more sports car like, if you will. What do you think tomorrow night's race is going to be? I know we're going to have a lot more drivers out there too. So what's the plan for tomorrow night? How do you like your chances tomorrow night?
I think the race is going to be won and lost in qualifying, only with the that one stage break. But if you remember last season, I mean, there's little to no fall off in these cars tire wise. If I can remember, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the tires are kind of like cement blocks when it comes to wear, man, which is a little bit different than what we're used to. But track position is still going to be really important. They really settle to the track, but the next gens through the bus stop, the independent rear suspension, it can jump out on you in the blink of an eye. So it's track position. I don't know how hot it's going to be. I haven't looked. I think it's around the same weather. So track looked cool, but it felt slick. I don't know if you had an angle of it, but it looked like it was going to pour into turn 10 for like the entire second half of the race. If rain was on, it might have been cut short, but yeah, just aggressive patience, I like to call it. Those cars are really easy to lose. But yeah, a lot of cars on track. I think that race is going to be won or lost in qualifying.
Yeah, we noticed the cloud cover really affecting the handle of the cars here tonight, or trucks here tonight. But man, great job coming home with the win. Not much else to say other than, as Guy would say, the floor is yours. Who you got to thank? Who you got to thank here tonight? Who you got to shout out?
Yeah, I wanna thank you, Josh, for doing this. Everyone at Intensity for coming on board and stepping up to the plate. We've been working together forever, and for you guys to come on board as a title sponsor for the series is awesome. Dev Sports Cards, shout out to Eddie running Dev Sports Cards this week as well. Morse Customs, if you need any paint, any design, Eddie's your guy. Level Up Subs, New Craft, Fine Jewelry and Design. I want to shout out my mom. I think we race on her birthday next week, but just in case, happy birthday to my mom. just had her first round. She's hanging in there. So I appreciate all the thoughts. My dad as well. We're going to watch this. My girlfriend, Kaylee. Just shout out to everyone, man. My teammates, great run. Appreciate all those guys. And we'll put on a show tomorrow.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations and good luck tomorrow. And hopefully we'll talk to you again at Rockingham in a couple weeks or next week.
Yeah, good luck to you as well, brother.
Have a good night.
You too.
That's going to do it for us here tonight as Devin Butchno gets the win here at Watkins Glen. And you can see, as he was mentioning, that cloud cover out there looked like it was about to rain here for a little while, but we able to keep it dry and get the race in and have a great race here at the end. And that's going to do it for us here tonight. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. Don't forget to, because we do have racing Thursday, our series on every other week on Sunday, Thunderstruck on Mondays. So a lot of racing here still on Intensity Broadcasting. So check it out here by hitting that bell. We want to thank all of our great partners here, including the Butt Kicker for all your iRacing haptic needs or gaming haptic needs. Check out thebuttkicker.com. Of course, check out our web store, the title sponsor, Intensity Apparel and Broadcasting at intensityracing.com. Links are down below in the description. Of course, Race EPI for all your iRacing coaching and setup needs. Join us back here on Sunday night as the SimWrap Market National Series takes on Talladega Super Speedway. That's going to be one you don't want to miss. So check that out. And then we'll be right back here on Tuesday night for our doubleheader. So that's going to do it for us here tonight. Again, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. And as our boy Atlee @ManWees would say, over